Hello and welcome. My name is Frances and I will be taking you through your 30-minute yoga for your runners class today. So we're going to be targeting all those tight areas that a runner might experience, like quads, glutes, IT band, and hamstrings. So you're in store for a wonderful stretch today. So whether you just went for a run or maybe this is the start of your day, we're going to begin with a bit of a warm-up and then we'll get into some deep stretching. All right, so let's come up to standing. We'll do a few sun salutations to begin with. So as we come to our mounting pose, right at the front of our mat, you can bring your big toes together, have those heels slightly apart, lift our toes, spread the toes, and then firmly press them down into our mat. Lengthen our body, lift our heart, roll the shoulders up, and then down our back. And we'll close our eyes and relax our jaw. And start to bring focus to our breath, breathing softly. And allowing our mind to relax. Any thoughts we're holding on to, let's put them aside. And take this time to connect to our mind, body, and breath. Once you feel ready, you can open your eyes. We'll then begin with a deep inhale. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together. Exhale, swan, side forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward. Bend the knees as much as needed as we set our hands for plank. And we'll step back to plank, drawing the abdominals in. To begin with, you can lower to knees, exhale, chaturanga, elbows in tight. Take the first one all the way down and curl toes, and inhale, start with cobra. Squeeze the glutes, keep the elbows in, and draw the shoulders down and back. And we'll draw the abdominals in, curl our toes into our mat as we push back to downward dog. Here we tilt our tailbone up towards the ceiling and continue to push the buttocks back. Feeling that first stretch through the hamstrings. And at the end of our next exhalation, let's come up onto our toes, bend the knees, look between the hands as we step the feet through. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together. Exhale, swan, side forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward, hands into that either step or option to hop back to plank. And knees, or for more, on the toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Come all the way down and curl toes. Inhale, cobra, or if your spine feels ready, you can come to upward dog. Keep pushing through the hands, tops of our feet, as we lift our lower body up off our mat. Now let's curl our toes into our mat and push back to downward dog. Here we spread our fingers, firmly press them down into our mat, and nod our chin in towards our chest. And at the end of our next exhalation, let's come up onto our toes. Bend the knees, either step or hop the feet through. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together. Exhale, spine, side forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward, hands into that. Either step or hop back to plank. Knees or toes, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And we'll inhale, bend our knees and take right foot through into lunge. Center lunge as we lower left knee down to our mat. Uncurl the back toes and come up, hands onto our thigh. Then we'll sink our hips forward as we give that stretch and opening to our left hip flexor. So noticing how those muscles are feeling today. Now we're going to take this into our runner stretch. So bringing your fingers down to the floor, we're going to push the buttocks back. That right leg becomes straight and the toes point up towards the ceiling. Feeling that stretch into that right calf and hamstring. Now let's come back forward into that lunge and set our hands for plank. Curl the back toes, lift our knee, take right leg back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Then we'll inhale, bend our knees and take left foot through into lunge. Set our lunge, lower right knee down to our mat, uncurl the back toes and come up, hands onto our thigh. Then we'll sink our hips forward. So we now give that stretch and opening to our right hip flexor. Notice how you feel on this side. Now taking this into our runner stretch, lean forward, fingers into our mat. Then we'll push the buttocks back, straighten the left leg, toes point up to the ceiling. So we now feel that stretch through that left calf and hamstring. Let's come back forward into that lunge and set our hands for plank. Curl the back toes, lift our knee, take left leg back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. So we can start to acknowledge how our body's feeling today. Making sure to listen to our body. If we ever need to rest, we can sit back into child's pose. At the end of our next exhalation, let's come up onto our toes. Bend the knees, either step or hop the feet through. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together. One more time. Exhale, spine, side forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward, hands into that. Either step or hop back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Then inhale, bend our knees, take right foot through into lunge. Set our lunge, lower knee, uncurl our toes, come up, hands onto our thigh. Then we'll sink our hips forward to that hip flexor stretch. Into our runner stretch, lean forward, fingers into our mat, or if you can, full hands grounded. Push the buttocks back, straighten the leg, toes point up. Let's come back forward into that lunge, set our hands for plank. Curl our toes, lift our knee, take right leg back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Then inhale, bend our knees, take left foot through into lunge. Set our lunge, lower knee, uncurl our toes, come up, hands onto our thigh. Then we'll sink our hips forward to that hip flexor stretch. Into our runner stretch, lean forward, fingers or full hands into our mat. Push the buttocks back, straighten the leg, toes point up. forward into that lunge. Set our hands for plank. Curl our toes, lift our knee. Take left leg back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. So we start to feel now that warmth building in our body. And at the end of our next exhalation, let's come up onto our toes. Bend the knees, either step or hop the feet through. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together, gaze up, thumbs. Exhale, mounting pose. Now we're going to be coming into a standing IT band stretch. So you can stay where you are. I'm just going to turn myself to face forward. So here we're going to take the right leg and cross it over in front. So we set our feet next to each other and find that balance even through both feet. We can bring our hands to our hips right where we bend. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, from the hips, hinging forward. From here, we can bring our hands onto the right shin. For greater flexibility, we might be able to bring our fingers down to our mat or full hands grounded. So we'll feel that stretch into the left IT band. That outer thigh from the hip all the way down to the knee. And if the hamstrings are feeling tight today, you'll feel the stretch there as well. Let's bring our hands back to our hips. Abdominals in, squeezing glutes. We use that strength for support as we hinge all the way back up to standing. From here, uncross the right leg and let's cross over the left. Set our feet and find that balance. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale from the hips, hinging forward. We can start again as we bring our hands onto that front shin. And if it's available for our body, we can bring our fingers down to our mat or full hands grounded. So now we feel that stretch in through the right IT band. T-band. It's definitely a challenging area to stretch. So if we don't feel a very deep stretch here, that's okay. Even if we feel a little something, or maybe we're feeling it more into the hamstrings. Either way, we're feeling and giving our body that stretch. Wherever it needs it the most. Now let's bring our hands back to our hips. Abdominals in, squeezing glutes as we hinge all the way back up to standing. From here, we can uncross our leg and hands release from hips. Coming back to our mounting pose. Lengthen our body and lift our heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms together. Exhale, spine side forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward, hands into mat. Either step or hop back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Now we're going to come to our dragging pose, which is going to stretch our hip flexors and groin. Let's inhale, bend our knees and take right foot through into lunge. So we center lunge, lower left knee down to our mat, uncurl the back toes. Now bring your right arm by the inside of the right leg, and we're going to need to inch your right foot out. You can line up the edge of your foot with the edge of your mat. Have your knee in line with ankle with the toes pointing straight ahead. And make sure that heel is down. So really bring your foot forward so you have that space. Our hands are into our mat, shoulder distance apart as we spread our fingers. Draw shoulders away from ears, long neck, good posture. You can look about 1 meter ahead. Feel that stretch into the left hip flexor and groin. Now, if we need a bit more, we can curl the back toes, lift our knee, and have that leg straight. So we're actively pushing the left heel towards the back, and then we're keeping the right foot grounded. If we still need more, have the option to take it down to the forearms, but we need to keep that left leg straight and active. If we start to relax the leg and the knee comes all the way down, you're going to lose that deeper stretch, and you will feel that difference when that starts to happen. Now, if we're on the forearms, let's make our way back up to our hands. And if the knee is down, curl the back toes, lift our knee. Push through the hands, take right leg back to plank. Then we'll push the buttocks back to downward dog. Other side. Inhale, bend our knees and take left foot through into lunge. Set our lunge, lower right knee down to our mat, uncurl the back toes. Bring that left arm by the inside of our left leg. Then inch that left foot out. Edge of our foot lines up with the edge of our mat. Knee in line with ankle, toes point straight ahead. Hands shoulder distance apart as we spread our fingers. Shoulders away from ears, long neck, looking 1 meter ahead. So now we're feeling that stretch into the right hip flexor and groin. If we need more, curl the back toes, lift our knee, leg is straight. Keep actively pushing the right heel towards the back of the room, left foot still grounded. And if we still need more, then we can take it down to the forearms. Now, if we're on the forearms, let's make our way back up to our hands. If the knee is down, curl the back toes, lift our knee. Push through the hands, take the left leg back to plank, and we'll push the buttocks back to downward dog. Now we're going to move into a couple of poses that are going to stretch our feet and ankles. Sometimes we forget to stretch those areas, and they can get real tight, especially if they're stuffed in a shoe for hours on end. So we're going to begin with fire toes. Let's lower our knees down to our mat. Now for this pose, you need to keep your toes curled into your mat. So you're going to feel that stretch in through the backs of the toes, soles of your feet, maybe into the ankles as well. You can have your hands right under your shoulders for better support. Begin this pose in a table position. Now, if you're already at your edge and feeling a good deep stretch, then stay here. If not, push your buttocks back towards your heels. But remember, keep your toes curled into your mat. You can bring those hands closer in. Should be feeling a bit more here. And if we still need more, we walk the hands all the way up onto our thighs. So we're sitting here, shoulders relaxed. We know if it's too much, if we're tense, if we're not able to relax. So find a position where you're able to feel that stretch into the feet and ankles. Want to be able to breathe. So we should be feeling that sensation of fire. That's why it's called fire toes. You'll notice that depending on what muscle we are stretching, it gives off a different sensation. Some pleasant and some not. And for many people, they find this supposed to be quite intense. Now we're going to be reversing the stretch. So we're going to stretch through the front of our feet and ankles. So let's come back to that table position if we're not there already. We'll uncurl the toes and come onto the tops of our feet. So for our next pose, we're going to be coming into reclining hero. So you might need space behind you, so you can bring yourself right to the front of your mat. And with our feet here, toes are uncurled, but big toes are going to slide in together to touch. Your knees are about hip to shoulder distance apart. You can start with here, that table position. Maybe we're already feeling a big stretch. If not, push your buttocks back to your heels and see how that feels. You can have those hands closer in. And if you're very comfortable with this, you can come to that reclining hero, coming up, hands onto thighs, and start to recline when your body feels ready for it. If this is your edge, then stay here today. Not, hands come behind. And as we start to recline now, you're going to be getting that stretch as well into your quads, big muscle of the body. So even if we're not a runner, we just do a lot of walking, squats, lunges, these muscles get worked and they get really tight. So this is one pose that we can give them that stretch and bring that length back into the muscle. Now if you need more, continue to recline. You can come down to the forearms. Just make sure your shins stay down. If they're popping up like this, you're going too far. Your muscle's not able to lengthen that far yet, but that will come with greater practice. If we like, we can fully recline, coming all the way down to our back. Keep those arms at your sides or wherever they feel comfortable. Feel that complete stretch through the front of your legs and feet. If we feel any pain in our knees or lower back, we also know we're going too far. Shouldn't be feeling any pain. Now if we're fully reclined, draw the abdominals in and squeeze the glutes. We'll use that strength for support. We're going to push through hands, forearms, and elbows. Lift our back in head as we come up just the way we came down. So making our way back up to the hands, up to sitting onto the heels. Now from here, we're going to bring our thighs in together and come into a calf stretch. So we're going to bring our right foot forward here in front. You can stay where you are. I'm just going to turn and face forward. So the full foot is grounded, the toes are facing straight ahead. So ideally the heel is down. See how that feels into your right calf. If we need more, bring your foot further back, still with the heel down. Should be feeling a bit more. If we still need more, we're leaning the torso forward, hands in front, looking down at your mat. Let's lift your forehead. We're going to bring ourselves to sitting onto that right heel. And then we'll bring the left foot forward in front. See how we feel on this side. We need more. That heel comes further back. And if we still need more, that torso leans forward, hands in front as we look down in our mat. And the stretch might be subtle. We're getting to the calf, Achilles, and soleus. So this can be a tight area for runners, but also ladies that wear high heels. For a dancer. We spend a lot of time onto the balls of our feet. We're using those calves. So this is a simple pose to practice to release any stress you might have in this area of your body. Let's lift your forehead, and we'll bring that left foot back in, sit onto the heel. Now we're finally going to get off our heels, and we'll slide the legs forward, coming to a seated forward bend, which will continue to stretch the calves. So let's come right up to the sitting bones here, so we're not leaning back, legs straight and feet are flexed. Here we can come forward, take hands, grab a hold of soles of our feet, or if you have a yoga strap, bring that around your feet. Another option is just to have the arms alongside your leg. We don't always need to tug and pull to be able to receive a stretch. So let's inhale, lift our heart, and then exhale, forehead towards toes. Feel that stretch through calves, hamstrings, and also into the lower back. Nice stretch here for the back side of our body. And let's lift your forehead, and let's release, come back up and lengthen our spine. So we're now going to come into double pigeon. This is a great pose and a very deep stretch for the outer hips and glutes. So here, with our feet flexed, we're going to begin as we bring right ankle onto left thigh. So that ankle is just above the knee. Not that we're coming into half lotus and bringing that foot all the way in. So it's just above the knee, shin is parallel to the front of our mat. Now you can see how you feel with this. This might be enough as we're feeling that stretch through the right hip and glute. You can also lean forward as well. Take hands or belt around the sole of your foot, bringing forehead towards toes. If we're feeling really open through the hips and glutes today, double pigeon, you're going to bend your left knee as well. Same thing on this side. Both feet are flexed and both shins are parallel to the front of our mat. So we don't want to tuck that left foot in. So we don't want to have that heel in towards buttock. You should be able to see that big toe. As we lengthen our spine, relax through the lower body so we can receive that stretch. Not that we're clenching and resisting. We need more, we lean forward, hands in front. If we still need more, let's walk the hands forward, lower belly, chest, and forehead. Now let's lift your forehead. Walk the hands back in. Cross the legs and stretch them forward. Going to the other side. Take our left leg now and bring that ankle onto right thigh, and it's just above the knee. If you did the single leg on the other side, we'll do the single leg for this side as well to balance out the body. Sitting tall. Or we lean forward, take hands or belt around the sole of our foot. Time we can bring forehead towards toes. So now we're feeling out through the left outer hip and glute. For those of you that came into double pigeon, we'll do the same for this side. So let's bend the right knee. Both feet flexed, both shins parallel to the front of our mat. Here, we can lengthen our spine, relax the lower body. And what makes this more intense than the single leg is that you're stretching both sides. So you'll feel it on the left side as well. Okay, if we need more, lean forward, hands in front. If we still need more, walk the hands forward. Lower belly, chest, and forehead. And let's lift your forehead. Slowly rock the hands back in and cross the legs and stretch them forward. Now we're going to be making our way down onto our back. So you can bring yourself to the front of your mat, bend the knees, draw the belly in, using that abdominal strength. You can reach the arms forward and slowly roll all the way down to our back. Once we come all the way down, we'll come to butterfly. Heels walking towards buttocks. The knees part open, soles of our feet come together. As we relax through hips, inner thighs and groin. Arms can open out, straight line, shoulder height, palms gaze up. Or if we like a little bit more into the chest and shoulders, we can come into cactus, elbow shoulder height, and fingers face back. Relaxing through the chest and shoulders. Slowly rock our head from side to side. Gentle massage for the back of our head. Releasing any tension through our neck. Let's bring our head back to center. And slowly bring the knees back together. You can slide the legs forward a bit further apart. Bringing the arms down to our sides. Draw shoulders down from our ears. Palms of our hands gaze up. As we move now into our relaxation and meditation. So you can close your eyes. Soften your eyelids. And relax your jaw. Lips gently sealed. Tongue resting gently on the palate of your mouth. Soften all the muscles of your face. And start to scan your body. From the tips of your toes, all the way out through the crown of your head. Noticing areas you're holding on to. And now letting go. And allow your mind to relax. Any thoughts you're still holding on to, put them aside. And focus on your breath. Allow your mind and body to experience complete relaxation. And for any healing that needs to take place, to happy now. Now begin to bring your awareness back into the room. Deepen your breath. Slowly waken your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And in your time, you can slowly draw your knees in towards your chest. Hug your knees into your heart and give yourself a great big hug for taking the time to honor your mind, body, and spirit. And keeping your eyes closed, you can roll over to your favorite side into a fetal position. And again, in your time, you can slowly make your way up to sitting. And we can cross our legs, bring hands on knees, palms gaze up. Lengthen our spine and allow our heart to lift. And let's end with a deep inhale. Sweep our arms above our head. Bring palms together and draw them down to our heart center. The divine in me honors the divine in you. May there be peace in your hearts and the world around you. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed your yoga practice with me today. If you're heading out for a run, enjoy your run today. Or if you're done for the day, feel free to lay back a little longer if you like and relax. All right, take care, and I hope to see you back here soon.